Us now. So, Sandy, it's at the end of that of the day, at least today, there was going to be a decision made on the logistics of how to get Cheryl Zondi back on the stand, given the fact that she's got an exam coming. It's been a grueling, last few days in terms of the cross-examination that has been happening. Any decision that has been made on how they will proceed?
Yes, Tulas. The prosecution and the defense went and had a meeting with the judge. It was decided that Cheryl Zondi will return tomorrow. She will be on the stand for another day. She will then go and do her exam, go study and do her exam for Monday. At a later stage, once her exams are over, she will be called back. Then they said from Monday, a new witness will be called to the stand. I'm now joined by Pastor Chuks. Osu, you're going to have to tell me how to say your surname, sorry. It's a Nigerian surname. Can you tell me how to say your surname?
It's Osuagu.
Thank you so much for joining us. He is a pastor from the Jesus Dominion International Church. Now, there has been a lot of hype about this case, and we have seen the congregation standing outside every day singing. Everyone is standing behind the pastor. They fully believe that he is innocent. Do you fully believe he's innocent, and why?
Yeah, I fully believe that he's innocent, and the reason why I believe, I'm a living witness. All these things, the people that are speaking now, we saw them when they came to the church. And I, as a person, I know what he has done in my life. I came to this place. I was a drug dealer. I was also into fraud. I was doing all manner of illicit business. But meeting him changed my life, and that has been the mission he has been standing for, to take people from oblivion to pavilion, taking them from zero to hero, trying to make out something out of their life. And today you are addressing me as a pastor. So, I'm a standing witness. I'm a standing witness. That's why I believe if you can take prostitutes from the street and make them people that are coming to church, if you can take drug dealers and make them pastors, if you can take people that are doing illicit business, things that are contrary to the Constitution, and you convert them, now they are going to church, becoming children of God. There's no way somebody now will come now and be saying this is what you did, when there are all the people that are there, the thousands of people you are seeing outside. They've got their testimony. So
now you've been listening to what's been happening in court, and you've heard Cheryl Zondi's testimony now for almost, for 3 days. Can you tell us, has it changed your mind, or are you adamant that he is innocent?
I don't want you to use that word, adamant. We are all here to listen, and the justice system is there to, put things right. I believe in the justice system of the country, and I know justice will prevail. But what we are actually saying is justice delayed is justice denied. That's why, and the way things are going, you can see the judge cautioning this and that. And when you know what somebody has done in your life and how positive this person has influenced your life, and you're now seeing somebody saying something contrary, for sure you are going to be affected. But that does not matter much, because you just have to wait for justice. I'm so shocked because I know this lady. I saw her when she came to the church. I know, how she portrayed, the man of God, portrayed as somebody that never did anything positive, and there was nothing good about him. He was this monster. She never mentioned most of the things that happened here. But as we were watching the video, I thank God for the video, people saw how, the euphoria she had, the joy she had, and all the excitement she had. And I don't know why you must be excited that much, and all of a sudden you are coming and saying you just decided to conceal all these things by yourself. You never wanted to speak about them, this and that. Everybody is shocked.
So now she was taken overseas. She was, as part of this band, she went all over the world. It looked like they were taken all over South Africa. Can you tell us a little bit about this band and a little bit about the mission houses where all the practice was meant to be taking place?
As you can see, even the date she gave on the mission house, she said she entered there in 2011, whereas the mission house was rented in 2010, which is a very big contradiction. Going by that, everything she said was just a lie. So, but that is not where I'm standing now. The mission house is a place where people come. It's called mission house. It's church house. And I believe other people are still going to speak much about there. They pray there always. They do the things of God there. There was nothing like all these things. And they were eager to go there. That was why she came back. I mean, somebody wouldn't have molested you all this while. And all of a sudden, you are developing the interest for closure. I've not heard that before, that going back to a place, where you are treated, where you nearly even lost your life, you were frustrated, you were traumatized, and all of a sudden you are going there for closure. That doesn't play. That is not how things are done. Maybe she's a different case. So it's a place where people go. And that's why you see all these people out there, they are just, jubilating, because in one way or the other, I mean, I've got BSc in zoology. I believe I have considerable intelligence to know what is right and wrong. So their life have been touched in one way or the other, and that is why they are there.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the miracles that you saw him do at the church? Because a lot of people have been saying that he performed miracles in front of them. He even performed miracles in their lives. Can you tell us about one in particular?
Okay, he does not perform miracle. God performs miracle through him. I'm a pastor, so I pray for people. Things happen because he prayed for me. Nobody performs miracle. Nobody can heal a mosquito. So for people saying he performed a miracle, I think it's a contradiction. He does not perform miracle, but God does things through him. And I am a testimony. I was dealing with drugs here. That was what I was doing. When I came here, I was doing illicit business. I was also doing fraud. I was into womanizing. I was just doing all manner of wrong things. And these were buying stolen things. I had robbers that were robbing for me. And it was only when I met him that he said to me, going this way was going to lead you to hell. You cannot continue like this. God wants you to be a changed person. God wants to use you. And he prayed for me. I was able to gather strength now to come out of these things. This is a standing miracle. There's another guy here. He was also a robber. Vuvu. He was a robber. He was a bandit. He was robbing people, killing people. He had some murder cases. And also when the guy met him, the guy came out of that robbery. He's now a child of God. He's doing, genuine business.
Did you think it was strange that every time the pastor would arrive at the crusades or at church, he would be surrounded by a group of women? Was that strange to you, or was that just normal?
I never thought it strange that, people surrounded him. It was not only women. At times, we lead him also to church as pastors. I never thought it strange because it depends on how you feel about it. You get what I'm saying? There was nothing. I, as a pastor, I can decide. I go for evangelism. At times, I go with women. We are doing the work of God. The issue of women and men, unless if you are biased or you prejudice or maybe, what we are trying to get people is out of the wrong things they are doing. Yeah, out of the things people are speaking about now. I told you how he led me out of these things. So women or men around, there was no problem unless if there's something else the person is doing. But you cannot be telling people to come out of wrong things and you are in wrong things. How are you going to change those people?
Did any of the girls actually approach you? Did you hear anything about this before it came out in the media?
I never, ever heard something like that. That's why you see people are shocked, just like what you asked me before. I never heard about something like this. I'm just also shocked that this is what people are speaking about, because I know he's the one that is even telling people to come out of this and praying for them, and they are coming out of it.
And finally, do you think this, many people are saying that this is a cult or is very cult-like. Is it cult-like? Is it a cult?
What do they mean by cult? The registration of the church is Jesus Dominion International Church. That is how the church is registered. And everything that is done there, you see some of the DVDs, everything was done open. So Jesus Dominion International Church, that is in the open. How can it be a cult? I mean, if it is a cult, things could have been done in the secret. So everything was done in the open, and the videos are there. We have also our own TV ministry. We have our email, our modus operandi. We are just made known to everybody. So people may have their own view. I don't know what they define cult to be. You saw what they were doing there, how the people were singing. Is that how they sing in the cult? canvassing this question because I believe they sing in you. So this is how people sing in church. And everybody was excited. Euphoria was there. You can see the thrill of joy in everybody that was singing. So people may say whatsoever. You know, you cannot please everybody. But, I mean, we are an open church. The door of the church is always open for people to go in and come out. So how is it a cat?
Thank you, Pastor Chooks, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Tulis, as you heard, the pastor was telling us about the miracles that are performed in the church. We have seen the congregation standing outside the church every single day, supporting their pastor. Many of them are women, and they're very determined that he is innocent and that this is a conspiracy against their church and a conspiracy against their pastor to bring him down. Tulas?
Thank you so much for that. That is eNCA's Sandy McCowen out in Port Elizabeth at the High Court following that trial of Pastor Timothy Omotoso.